Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. If you want to follow along, the links to the companion worksheet are in the description below. Now today we're dealing with dividing complex numbers in trigonometric form. Now in the previous video in this playlist we talked about multiplying complex numbers in trigonometric form. So what we're doing today is going to seem very, very similar, because what we do is we have these two complex numbers in trigonometric form. And whereas when we multiplied the numbers, you added the angles and multiplied the magnitudes, here we're going to divide the magnitudes and subtract the angles. So for this one, it's going to be 2/3 cosine 60 minus 45 is 15 degrees plus I sine of 15 degrees. Or if you prefer the shorthand, 2/3 CIS 15. Now in the next one, here we've got 7 cosine 190 plus I sine 190 on top, and 21 cosine 70 plus I sine 70 on the bottom. So when I divide 7 and 21, it's going to simplify to 1/3. And then we take 190 and subtract 70, and we get 120 plus I sine of 120. And if you'd prefer, in shorthand form, 1/3 CIS 120. So number 3. Here we have 9/4. That's going to be our magnitude. We have cosine 4 pi and cosine of pi. So when we subtract these, we get 3 pi. Now, depending on your teacher and depending on your textbook, it may say write it so that the angle is between 0 and 2 pi. Well, 3 pi is beyond that. So you have to ask, what is coterminal with 3 pi? And that is pi. Now again, that's going to depend on your teacher and your textbook. So some will be okay with you saying cosine 3 pi plus I sine 3 pi, and some will not. And so there it is in shorthand form. And then the last one, people often get worried about, well, what happens when you don't have a number? Well, that means that the magnitude is 1. Just like when you have a variable with no coefficient out front, that means the coefficient is 1. Now I have these angles that have to be subtracted, and I need to get a common denominator between 6 and 4. And that common denominator is 12. So this is going to be 10 pi over 12, and this is going to be 3 pi over 12. So I'm going to have cosine of 10 pi minus 3 pi is 7 pi over 12, plus I sine 7 pi over 12. And so that's going to equal 1 CIS 7 pi over 12 in the shorthand form. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more, click the subscribe button. To support the channel, click the links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best way to understand something is to do it.